And then Brujo just like goes like psycho mode and just like destroys him.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised to see H-Boxing Grands.
Yeah, no, like I said before, like he's a really smart player. So
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, he was #1 in Melee for how many years? I feel like you can't get by not being a smart player.
Exactly. So you wonder. Okay, it doesn't look like a button test, but no one has done damage yet. Okay, someone just did damage.
Someone has done 2% damage. 30 seconds in. This is crazy. Chat, we're going to time every game.
You are ever going to see. And it is Big Duck Hunt Fan versus Manny.
This set will kill Ultimate.
Wi-Fi set?
Yes. I have class at 9 tomorrow. I'm getting no sleep. Big Duck Hunt Fan versus Many, taking up all of my days. Big Duck Hunt Fan not wanting to approach.
It's fair. I mean, she has a lead, and she has a pretty good arsenal of projectiles to deal with Steve. So it's a lot easier for Duck Hunt to maneuver around a block and kind of counter camp.
Well, yeah, but also, I don't really have a counterpoint, actually. I think the only really downside is that Steve gets access to as many resources as he wants, but also that's not that big of a problem if you don't plan on approaching.
Yeah, exactly. But that back here is taking that stock, so it don't matter.
Yeah, Many's forcing a kill whether you like it or not. Kind of a bold up smash there. And Big Duck Hunt Fan stuck in the blender.
I guess it was kind of an issue for Big Duck Hunt Fan to allow Manny to get diamond this quickly. Like, pretty much near the start of the game, Manny had diamond.
Yeah,
but
I think you're right.
now with not many resources, this is a gold, okay. You don't see Steves pull out the gold very often with their tools.
No, but when it's your only option, you can blend opponents.
Oh yeah. I like the buildings that Many is making here. They're making essentially an L shape, right, of Cave of Life to block the can. That, you know, a block wall like this, the can's already in Many's face. But if Many can make the L shape, he gets a lot more protection.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Art for some iron.
But also, Many is kind of struggling a little bit against cans. It's such a good get-off-you tool. It's, what, frame 1, I think?
Frame 1, yeah. That F smash doesn't care.
Through the wall. Diamond F smash is crazy. Big Duck Hunt Fan thinking...
Even though Many doesn't really have resources at the moment, it's kind of the time where you want to go and be the aggressive against Steve, but Many has diamond tools, so you really don't want to do that, and you can see why right here. That's like, what, 3 hits, 29%, and counting.
One backer does 20, that's DDD caliber. That's insane. But, you know, I'm not getting in the Steve Band discourse today. Catch me on Twitter, though.
And with next to no resources for Many, but with diamond tools in hand...
Well, you're kind of in a bad position. Yes, you do have a lead, but...
scenario when Big Duck Hunt Fan was fighting H-Box, not really landing the confirms. So, what are you really going to do? You're going to eventually maybe get a stray hit, either up air a can at a higher enough percent, or a back air, but other than that, you're not really going to kill very well.
Yeah, and now Big Duck Hunt Fan's even worse of a position because Many does have resources now, does have an extra diamond in the back.
Oh yeah.
So Big Duck Hunt Fan has to play just 2 perfect stocks in a row. Or 1 perfect stock into a wicked kill. What was that? That had to have been.
Because it wasn't the can.
Couldn't have. No, that wasn't the can. What
here
was
we go.
that?
Here we go. Oh, that can barely not. Okay, she can still make this back, but at 144% grabbing out of the minecart. Jeez!
And Diamond pickaxe dash attack almost killing it. 162%. Chat, we have a game here.
Gosh, no.
Big Duck Hunt fan missing the can. How many times? This is tragic. That Cave of Life saving many right now. 2 minutes left on the clock. Big Duck Hunt fans content to wait. What an F smash. Huge amounts of rage. 82%. It's gonna be close.
Oh, no way!
Man coming so close.
Oh my
And we're
goodness,
out of iron here.
Jesus! At 182%! Oh, you don't want to get my back here. You don't want to get my forward air. Oh,
Chat, this
dash attack.
is dash attack. Tragic. After 5.5 minutes, many taking game 1.
Wow. You know, what started as a very uneventful game turned into a very
eventful game.
Right
That's why we shouldn't ban Steve.
I mean, I think that's a Big Duck Hunt fan thing.
This character may be insanely broken and nuts and, you know, is willing to stall out an entire game, but, you know, he's fun sometimes. Can you tell my thoughts on Steve?
No, I think you should speak about it a little bit more.
I think he's fine. I think Steve is perfectly fine. I think if you learn the counterplay, he's not that bad.
There you go.
But then again, it's really easy for me, the commentator, to just say skill issue.
I mean, when you commentate, or when you just watch in general, it's a lot easier to pick up on stuff and say, oh, well, the solution is this. It's easy. Then when you're playing, it's a lot harder to get the same thoughts in real time, especially when things are happening very quickly. And when
there's unreal amounts of pressure, especially when you're playing a set like this. You're already in a scary position with just being in a match with Steve. So Big Duck Hunt fans' overall patience, really something to be admired here. But also,
I was saying the same thing about Vendetta. You just gotta take the time if you can, and it works. And here's a good lead already: 47, 60, and counting.
63 and counting off of a 20-second conversion. That's huge. Big Duck Hunt fan really is good at getting those clay pigeon combos off when she gets the opportunity. And, you know, she's doing pretty well for herself right now. Keeping it relatively even, or about as well as you can against Steve, to be honest. There's that can coming out once again, 102. Oh my goodness. Already we're seeing a huge difference from game 1. A lot faster pace right now with Big Duck Hunt fan taking the first stock 40 seconds in. That's really good pace, actually.
Yeah, she's gaining that momentum as well. She's taking the momentum that she got from the end of game 1 and brought it right into this game. And sometimes that's all you need. You need a good momentum shift, and then you come back into the next game fresh. You're at 0-3 stocks, and you feel the fire.
Absolutely. Sandwich between the can and the gunman, many in a bad position. And Big Duck Hunt fan really making the adaptation work. She's already a really skilled player at adapting. Hell, look at all of her gobble sets. So,
yeah, made a big run there.
Made a huge run there. And her overall adaptation this game definitely showing a lot more insight. Able to cover Steve's general trickiness a lot easier. Maybe Manny's just messing up some confirms, but that TNT is gonna be good.
The big cartoon explosion destroys everybody.
On the one hand, that's bad for many because you're down a stock, but also you did finally get the kill against Duck Hunt fan.
That's true. It was just essentially that was just a neutral reset.
Oh yeah. Now you do know the age-old statistic: Game 2 is just for data.
I would say even Game 1. Game 1 is like the litmus test of like what am I dealing with, and I guess Game 2 is either you start to piece it together or you get a little bit more specific information.
And then Game 3 is where the swag money happens, chat.
But I mean, keep in mind this is Duck Hunt Steve, so I mean.
This
I
is
don't know.
Duck
I
Hunt
don't know.
Food, so
With
you
the
know.
pace that Big Duck Hunt fan is playing at right now, though, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if she actually landed like one of the crazy strings here, because we've been seeing some good small stuff and almost some good big stuff, just not quite.
Wait, Manny's on his last stock.
Yeah, and
I missed
that's
that.
not it. No.
One more up air, though, definitely going to do it at 150. Steve's kind of heavy, but not that heavy.
The midweight, maybe lighter mid, I think.
I forget, to be honest. Honestly, I get tricked by Steve sometimes. Can coming so close, has to go around in the recovery. Back air killing so early.
From the middle of Battlefield, and that down smash not quite gonna do it, but at 173%, not gonna take
no
much
diamond
more.
either.
Finish this off.
That can's totally gonna do it. That's game 2 for Duck Hunt fan.
Well, that worked out a lot better than game 1, but like I said, I think it was the momentum from game 1 that was taken and brought all the way through into game 2 there.
Absolutely. So it's gonna be interesting to see then how Big Duck Hunt fan will carry that into game 3. Or how many will as well. Because really, Steve and Duck Hunt are similar characters in that when you know what the opponent's going to do, you can just run away with a lead.
Yeah.
So,
are they going back to Battlefield?
Possibly. That would be not that good, though.
Yeah, I feel like Big Duck Hunt was able to kind of play the ping pong there against many a lot better than on PS2. What, Nick? What happened?
Nobody knows what's going on, chat.
Oh my god. Anyway, we're on town. And
We are on town, which...
No!
I was about to leave this casting chair if that killed. I'm not even in a chair. I'm at my house. I'm 2 hours away from no style.
Anyway, it's always scary because you get hit by a Steve up tilt and think, am I dead? Is this it? No? Okay.
It really just comes down to how the Steve executes it, because you can SDI out. You can, like, try to maneuver around it, but really, it's just, you just need one up tilt and you're dead, really.
When it comes to the up tilts, you really just have to DI between left and right and mix that up and hope they mess up. That's really the most you can do. It's like the jab trains and pick loops and stuff where you want to SDI. Oh, wow, that was...
And many catching on, but Duck Hunt fan has pointed out how good of a conversion tool Duck Hunt Cybe is.
Okay, we are F smashing in our faces.
We are at Skittle Shield right now. Back throw's not going to do it. And Duck Hunt fan at this point catching on to the minecarts and shielding them before they happen.
Whoa!
Which I think is the only way to really react to it on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some points where Big Duck Hunt fan was grabbing them. I guess because she's crazy. But that was
she is kind of crazy. Whoa!
5 hits of near
82?
death. Oh my god! But then Nair's gonna take that stock.
Thank goodness. I don't know what that was, but I didn't like it. I never want to see that on my screen ever again.
Well, the diamond tools once again, it may come true for the second time.
Something ban Steve.
There you go, there's that little cave of life. Hard
there
to get
in
hand with that building.
That down air is gonna kill. Duck Hunt fan down a stock, down a full stock. This is bad for her, especially considering the fact that you have to play 2 more games after this if you lose. Or
she just spawned and she's at 77? Like, oh my gosh.
She's at 104 and she just began her stock. This is terrible. It's game. Oh my goodness.
feel like she just kind of got hit by stuff, and that was it. You know, it's not like you just ran into stuff. Sometimes you lose a game and it's like, well, I just kind of got hit. You ran into stuff. You let yourself get hit by that.
All I'm gonna say is that was gameplay.
It certainly was, yeah.
I will not comment my thoughts on the gameplay. All I will say is that was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate being played right there.
It was. You got that right. So if you're a big Duck Hunt fan, just shake it off. It's not like it's easy to tilt after a stock like that, but you gotta just be stone cold about it. Just okay, that happened, whatever. I don't care. I know I can beat this guy. Took one game that doesn't, you know, if you take one, you can take three. Just shake it off. If it goes wrong,
but also you do have to have steel cold nerves.
well, that's what you need when you fight Steve or Kazuya or any of these like ridiculous characters. That you need to be just completely cold, ice cold. Even.
It's about drive. It's about power. It's about really just outlasting the opponent. That's about all it is. I lied.
Yeah, no, you just really need to be disciplined with and not waver your emotions based on how, you know, stupid the character might be. Straight up. And a lot of top players, they don't get flustered like that. They're just totally calm, cool, and collected with their emotions. Can they get flustered? Yes, because they're human as much as anyone else is. But a part of why they're top players is because they're going to commit so hard to stuff. They're going to commit to Can't Be Forever. We saw Vendetta play so extremely patient versus many, and it was working, and it took forever. But because he's so disciplined and so stone cold about it, he was able to make it work. Big Duck Hunt fan needs to do that. Needs to harness that energy.
Me, Sword Fighter.
You know, isn't this a good matchup for me, Sword Fighter? I thought it was.
No, that's a bad matchup.
Okay, so
-1 isn't that bad though. But also, the tag is Big Duck Hunt fan, not Big Me Sword Fighter fan. So
Big Me Sword Fighter fan comes out. Here we go.
I don't know how I feel about this. And you have to make back 2 games against the Steve main you're struggling against, and you go Me Sword Fighter?
The double power thrust, that was a Nick SF move right there.
And many, Big Duck Hunt fan literally really just said, hey Nick, take my controller.
Nick, would you run Shuriken against Steve?
Nick says probably not.
He likes NATO
Why
more.
have you tried it? But also it's funny, so.
Another power thrust. I think Big Duck Hunt fan is using that charge side B. Like the Ike one. I don't know what else. Up tilt. Oh. What is going on? Okay, it's sometimes you're just not ready for the punish, but that was like twice in a row.
How is she making?
Okay.
How is she making waves with moving Sword Fighter?
Power thrust to great effect.
How is she making waves with Me Sword Fighter?
I think, you know what, many might not be ready. Like, okay, what the heck is this crazy Me Sword Fighter? Because she's not playing the most conventional Me Sword Fighter, and okay.
Penis out. That's crazy.
Really? No more Chakram? Well, but the thing, I'm saying unconventional in the fact that, like, she's spamming power thrust. And the side B is fastest aerial is a special.
I don't think me Sword Fighter's a very good character.
Oh, wasn't ready on the DI on that. You gotta
Me
DI
Sword
that
Fighter may be a good character.
Animation fast.
But
All you gotta do
Diamond's
is
out, and
wait.
that's scary.
Okay, so I guess it was easy to assume that Skyward Slash Dash was the up B, but like, you never know. Some people are still hero spin believers.
But genuinely, I feel like that's fine enough. That does get you out of a couple tough situations.
You know what? These aerial side Bs are like getting around the Steve balls quick. Oh, I think that was an attempted footstool anvil.
Could be.
Enough. And then also on top of that, I guess the power thrusts are kind of making it through. I just feel like Manny's caught off guard with this Mii Sword Fighter. Like, it's working right now. I can see Big Duck Hunt Fan taking it. It's the trip. What? It's down air at like 60.
Honestly, I can see Duck Hunt Fan just switching back to Duck Hunt for the last game, just getting many sufficiently flustered.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes the counter pick works just as a little bit of a pocket sand. Barely gets hit by that up over there. With a late hit, catching the jump. Wow.
Then he did have. Yeah, Diamond's out, and already you're caught in the blender. What can you really do about it? And already, after just a couple hits, Duck Hunt Fan is at about the same percent as Manny. Well, about 40% off. But, you know, let me exaggerate for dramatic effect.
Well, these Walmart deals 40% off is really, it's closer than you expect, you know?
This is the battle
like
of the
this
$5.99. The necessary $5.99 and the cosmetic $5.99.
I just think that, oh no. Okay.
That's tragic.
Really
That's
gonna-
tragic.
Wow.
That's tragic.
I feel like it was one too many power thrusts. It was working until it wasn't, and Manny just adapted like, okay, she's just spamming power thrust. Let me just shield that. Got a lot of punishes off of that. Gained a lot of traction out of that. Manny